2. Oh, no.
I don't know if they stopped at 2 or
Wait, I
1.
think it's 2. Wait, would they say something?
Rolling in 3.
Yeah.
Rolling.
No, do what we did.
What? 3, 2,
No, you're meant to stop at 2.
1.
No, you're not.
That was absolutely not what we
rolling in 3.
So you don't hear the...
3.
You look like you're doing shot put or something. So our podcast just launched a few weeks ago.
I know.
And we had such a nice... Well, it launched last week.
Last week for us, yeah.
Last week for us, but we pre-record, so we started it in January.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had such a nice response,
Yeah.
some lovely messages, and we're just going to keep going with it. I think some of the questions that have been... Not some of the questions, but some of the feedback that we've got, we've covered in some of the episodes. So see how it plays out, and then just keep sending us questions you want us to cover and anything within the industry.
Yeah.
But on today's episode,
We are doing a Q&A, so a question and answers. So you have...
popped it up on our Instagram page,
Yeah.
and it is a
That's why I'm pulling face. An anonymous
question and answer. And
yeah.
sometimes I think it just takes the edge off people asking, because I think before I've had a question I've wanted to ask, but you're not quite...
You feel nervous to
feel
put it out
nervous to
there
ask.
against your name.
Yeah, against your name, and you might not know them well, and also you don't ever know how it's going to be received.
Yeah.
So we've put it out. We have I think we have just shy of 50 questions. So we're going to work our way through them, just pick at random, and see how we get on. So, dun.
Getting into the unknown.
Should I go first?
You can go first, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh no, what?
Oh, no. Oh, God, I don't know what we're going to ask. I don't know what my answer's going to be. Right, first then. A secret you've kept from your parents.
A secret? Oh.
Mum listened to my last podcast, so this will be good. I don't know. I'm very open with my family.
I'll be honest, I'm the same. I don't really keep... I tell my mum everything. Maybe not so much my dad, but it's not that I don't tell him stuff. It's just that I kind of go to my mum to say things. So maybe there's stuff my dad doesn't know, but it's not a secret.
I don't know what mine's going to be. Mine's going to be something silly, like when I was young and I was just going out and saying I'm not a friend and I'm not.
See, I didn't even ever do that.
I know, you have. You've missed that stage of your life.
Yeah, no.
There's nothing major that I've not... I tell my mum a lot, and I tell my sisters, and eventually it always comes out. So even me, like, saying I'm with a friend but with a guy is like, I would have eventually said, oh, it was da-da-da. Yeah. Or if it never went into it, if it never was anything, I probably would have said nothing.
Yeah.
So I'll just have to go with that. I think there's a lot of people that do that.
I think, that's quite a common one, not for myself.
Yeah, not for yourself. Speaking on behalf of everyone else.
Yeah, I really don't think there's...
That's a good one though to start with. See, it's going to be like a mix. We were a little nervous.
I wasn't expecting that for the first one.
But I don't know how I can do it where it's like, I've changed it so it'll just be opened. I reckon I should do a few and then you should do a few. Okay. And save going back and forth.
That's fine.
Wow, okay.
Well, on to the next already.
On to the next. How much did you need to open a studio?
This one is for you. I have no clue.
It's so hard to say because I can only speak on my experience with it. So the studio it's not big, but it's not the smallest. And I probably spent around 18 grand from start to finish. But...
You mean to open day?
Yeah, to just the open day. Because since then there is all the additional costs. But going into it, about 18 grand. And I didn't have 18 grand just sat in the bank. That would be lovely. But I didn't have that just sat there. It was, I mentioned in the first podcast, part business loan and then savings. And then when I opened it, it was the back of the busiest time, which is Christmas. So I just had that
Little bit
flow of
extra.
money coming in. But also it's hard to say because the people that did a lot of the work were family friends, but I still paid a good price for their services. I don't think, I didn't get much, I didn't get discount from a few of them, but like the painting, I really underestimated that, and I thought I could do it all myself. And then I had some people come in and they worked for my dad, so I luckily didn't have to pay for that. So it's going to really fluctuate.
It's who you know.
Yeah, it's who you
As
know.
well.
And to do this whole space, I feel like it's money well spent, because it will, hopefully you will get it returned, but we have returned that money. But it's also the standard that you want to do it at. But then I know someone else who has done a smaller space and spent around 20 grand, and it is just your standard, like, I don't know, like the grey woody floors and like white walls, and it's just like blank canvas. It's not all the additionals. Like, I'm including all the decoration as well. So it's hard to say, but for me it was between 18 and 20,000 pounds. And you just have to be smart with your money, because things can cost, like flooring is really expensive, and this isn't even a big place, but that's a few £1,000s, and that's not with fitting, just because of how wide, and our shop's not wide, but this is like concrete style flooring, but our shop was just over 4 meters, and you can only get vinyl at 4 meters, so we had to get specialist one that was 5 meters, but they don't sell it in most stores. You have to order it online. So, but this isn't even a big place.
No.
So it's really hard to say, so I can only base it on this shop.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully it gives you a better idea, because it's hard to know how much you'll need. And when I mentioned in the first episode, but when I first was looking in Radstock, I got a business loan thinking, okay, I'm going to go for the shop. And I only got a business loan for 5 grand.
Wow.
Which would have got me the flooring. The flooring and a few other things, but I had no idea. So hopefully that will give you an indication of what you might need. Right,
Okay.
Go on. Deep dive.
Another one for you.
Oh, God.
You've done so well. What's your next goal?
That could be for you, though. You can answer that as well, because you've got your whole path of what you're doing too.
Yeah.
For me, I think we spoke about it just before, but I think we'll be getting a second location, hopefully, and just continuing to grow the business. But yeah, a second location would be nice.
Yeah. I feel like that will come sooner than
Yeah, I would love for that to come.
right now.
I'd love for it to come within the next year or so.
Yeah.
A lot's happening this year, and I want to enjoy this space that we have without going too quick too soon, and just enjoy.
And obviously the more places you have, the more workload. So yeah, exactly
Yeah.
like you say, enjoying this space.
Yeah, exactly. But I'd love to. But even last night, I don't know if it was in my dream or just before I went to bed, but I keep buying all this new furniture, and I don't want to get rid of the old furniture, so I'm like, oh, I might keep it one day. Or like I might need it one day. So I don't know if I should, I don't know. I might just put it at my mum and dad's.
I'm sure they'll love
Yeah,
that.
they'll love that in my bedroom.
Aww.
We'll see. But for us, I think it'll be getting another studio. Or there's little goals in between that will happen this year. But like a big one would be
The next big
second
goal.
shop.
The next big goal, yeah.
And I keep my eye out just in case any's at a good price.
Okay.
Amy?
For me?
Yeah. Because you've mentioned your nails.
Yeah, so
In your
I've
episode.
just trained in biosculpture nails, so I guess my goal is to be booked and busy with that. I don't know. I'm still working on it though. I'm still... nails are a lot harder, I would say, than I mean, I never thought it was easy. I knew it wasn't easy. I don't think anything in this industry is. But it's definitely a lot harder than I thought. So, or than I expected. So,
And
right
you do
now,
pick the like fiddly.
Yeah.
The tricky fiddly.
yeah, there's a lot to it, especially with biosculpture. There's a lot of different elements involved
Yeah.
in that manicure. So right now I'm trying to perfect.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just to be busy with that, I guess.
And you've just put out your price list.
Yeah, that was the first big step. So
And it
that
looks
was
good. Like the branding of it looks good.
Yeah, I feel like you have the touch with stuff like that.
Yeah, but I feel
Someone
that would
like
look
myself
fantastic.
takes a little bit more work. But yeah, I am
Yeah,
happy
but
with
you
it.
are harder on yourself than I am on myself.
Yeah, but that's the negative. We're going into other things here now, but that's the negative because you just do stuff and I procrastinate because I worry about it not being good enough. But nothing that you do is never not good enough. Do you know what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say?
but that's what you... But
you just put stuff out there and then you
but that's what you think looking at it. In the sense of you think it looks good when it put out there. But if I maybe spent as much time as you did, it might look better. But you are just a perfectionist.
Yeah, but I think we all
But that's a good thing.
have that in us.
Yeah.
To some extent.
But you just want you want all the I's to be dotted
Yeah.
and T's to be crossed.
Yeah, that's me.
But that's
So-
good. And it looks fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I am pleased. I just need to do more.
Yeah.
And
but
then-
it is just the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the
So-
beginning. So that is my goal. Like that's the next focus for me. Is nails basically.
Yeah.
Just all and everything.
Yeah, because that's been the last, probably like, we're in March, January, February, March. Like 5 months you've been kind of, 5 or 6 months you've been like thinking about that now.
Yeah. Yeah,
And going for it.
now it's
But
like
also the progression of how like the duration it took you to get back into the beauty industry was quite
Yeah.
a while. So now actually you're moving quicker.
Yeah, to be fair, so it took me, it was like 6-7 years to get back into
Yeah.
industry. And since then, I do feel like I've picked up a lot of different things
Yeah.
a lot quicker than I thought. So, I mean, this is completely off topic, but if anyone's struggling to just take that first step, once you've taken that first step, everything else tends to kind of slot into place if you put
Yeah.
yourself out there.
Exactly.
But like I said, it took me 6 years to take that first step. So I think I still think about the 6 years and think, oh gosh, I haven't done enough. But actually, if you look at the space of time I have been in industry, I have done quite
You've
a
done
bit.
a lot.
Yeah. So
And also it's like now when you've done it, it's not that time where you were, because you were still doing other things. So it might have felt like it took you a while, but it's not like you were like, oh, like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not wasted time.
No,
And you're here now.
I'm here. And I did think the other day, wow, like I am actually
So
a beauty
much.
therapist now.
Yeah.
Whereas before, when I was doing other things, I never classed myself as a beauty therapist because I was doing other things.
Yeah.
Not that you can't, but just in my head, I was like, I'm not there yet. And then, yeah, the other day I was like, wow, if someone asked me what do I do for a living,
Yeah,
this is what I'm doing.
exactly. And you finally got there. But
Yeah.
I think it's nice that you touched, because some people are exactly the same. They just have the ideas and it takes a while to execute
It's
it.
hard to,
And that's nice. And I think that's what's nice, because although we're similar in some ways, we're so different in other ways.
yeah,
So
very
it's-
different journeys with it.
Yeah.
And I think it probably is if you're looking at it in a basic way, the two different routes you can go down. You can, in beauty, you can go through college and
Yeah.
go straight on with it and just excel that way, or you can
And
do it a
your
little
route
bit
is
later
probably
in life.
more of the route that people go. Because mine was quite straight.
Yeah,
But most people's lives are like...
yeah,
So it's nice that people might relate to me, they might relate to you. So I think
Yeah.
it's good. So these questions are for you as well. Seriously.
I was like,
It's
they're
all one
not
says,
going to be for
"Only
me.
Megan."
Okay.
They're not as bad as I thought.
I love you. No, I'm joking. What's your favourite part about opening the studio?
I think just the studio itself. Like wanting something for so long and finally it's here. And I love that.
Yeah. I feel like if I twisted the words a little bit, what's my favourite part about
Yeah.
this studio opening?
Yeah, because you have been
Is-
here pretty much from the start.
Yeah.
And also, but you have from the whole process, because we were friends first.
Yeah.
So You've seen the...
I've seen the progress of it all.
Yeah.
Well, I love working here. It's such a nice it's such a nice space, and I think, and this is something that's said every single day, like just the way that the place has been done out, the interior, the decor, everything, the calmness of the space, just the overall vibe. It's a really enjoyable place to be.
Yeah.
Like working in.
Yeah.
So yeah, my favourite thing about the studio being here and open and me working here is obviously I work with my best friend, but aside from, it's just the space. It's just calm. It's nice. It's never stressful to be here. And I think a lot of work is stressful, but this is not it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, we're busy.
There's moments,
and it's hard and it's a lot on the body and all of that. But
and that's important as well, though, because although, like, as much as we enjoy it, it's not like every day we come in skipping across the roads.
Yeah.
There's, like, a lot of high points in the day, but like anything or any industry, you're still going to have the days where you're like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Or... yeah, I can, or I just want to have a day off or switch off, or... yeah. There's still gonna, as much as I've always wanted this, there'll be days where, like, my get up and go isn't, like, running out the door.
It might be up and going. Yeah.
I'm just that slow.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is in this industry is once you see your client, well, once you've built a relationship with a client, or pretty much any client that walks in, as soon as you see them, it's like an automatic. You're just...
well, that's what I was going to say. Might not be always skipping through the door, but and this, again, touching on how calm it is and the vibe, and it's not a really stressful environment. It's a lovely environment to be in, and then as your first client comes through, then, you're just like, oh, okay.
And you're just into it.
Yeah, get into the flow.
And also because they've come to us, and it's come to us for a reason.
Yeah.
And
it's exciting if someone new is coming in, because you're like, look at this space. Yeah. It's so nice and it's calm, and I'm about to do a great treatment on you. Like, you're going to enjoy it. And it's that side of things. But then also it's seeing your regulars, and that's also really nice because you get to know people and you know that they enjoy being here, and it's like a safe space for them, and it's their time to relax. Yeah. It's just nice in every way. And definitely. Like I said, like you said, you might not skip through the door, but I guarantee at the end of the day, you're feeling a lot better about it anyway.
And maybe a bit tired. Yeah, exactly.
But not, my thing is the stressful. I've definitely been in jobs before where I've been just stressed. Stressed to go in, stressed whilst I'm there, stressed when I leave, stressed at the thought of going back in the next day. And I don't have that here. And I think... it's just, I feel like it's obviously yourself, but the space just really helps.
It oozes that, just the calmness. Yeah. And like it's nice when you see it through fresh eyes because you experience it yourself again, like what it was like when you first came through although obviously we've seen it when it was a building site. But it's the experience. It's the mix of experience it through new eyes. Yeah. Like re-jogs that this is a special place, and then also your regulars who are just like you just connect with and you enjoy seeing them. Yeah. It's a really nice environment that we have. But there's some good questions, but a lot more to go. Mm-hmm. Okay. Your space is always spotless. Do you have a cleaner? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All of us.
Yeah. We clean as much as we... well, I think all of us... I would say all of us...
Keep going.
No, all of us are quite tidy. Yeah. Anyway.
That's what I was going to say. I wouldn't say we're messy.
Yeah, we're not messy. People. And I've just always, I don't know. I think you set like a bit of a tone.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I feel like if a space is not tidy and up together, I do feel like you can really feel that or notice that in a place. And I think that's so important to us, again, going on the vibe and everything, and it just wouldn't fit the vibe to
No.
be not
Messy.
Yeah, it just
Because
wouldn't.
messy mind.
No, yeah, it's not. It doesn't fit.
Yeah,
with
messy
us.
face, messy mind.
But even that aside, I just think we are all tidy people, and we know how to keep a studio. Like we do.
tidy.
Yeah,
And we just
Not
tidy up
saying-
as we go.
I wouldn't lava clean.
Yeah.
because
I
it is
know.
a lot. But
And do you know what? As I was saying it the other day, as we've got more people in,
yeah,
or like extra team members,
yeah,
means more clients.
yeah.
And yeah. And the weather at the moment's mental. Like, it's causing so much dirt.
The only thing I think when you say about cleaning the space and stuff, we keep everything super clean. The one thing that does is the floor, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it is exactly like you said, volume of people's gone up. So it's these muddy footprints through the...
Yeah. Muddy footprints, me picking up the carpet.
And we sweep, if
Yeah.
we can, between almost every...
Yeah, it's all the time.
It's, yeah.
But also I think like that is a way an establishment should be kept.
Yeah.
It's tidy.
Yeah.
And I will look. I mean, I was speaking to a cleaner, but she just never came back to me.
Yeah.
I just need to find someone else.
Yeah.
The thing is,
But I
what they
think-
were offering is very similar to what we do anyway.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think even if we did have a cleaner, that doesn't mean that we would just then stop.
No,
We would
it's just
still
someone
keep
who
on-
does a deep clean,
Yeah,
moves everything.
Exactly. It's just that, like, at the end of the week or something, but day to day, I think it's really important in this industry to keep your space clean and tidy, and
Yeah.
people do notice it.
Oh yeah.
I had a client the other day who was telling me about the fact that she didn't say names, but she had been elsewhere and noticed that it wasn't 100%, and that bothered her.
Yeah.
And that the first thing that she noticed walking in was that it was so clean and tidy, and that was one of the things that was like on her checklist of
Yeah.
like,
And
this
I
is
do
a great
think it
place
is.
because of this and this, and
Yeah.
that was one of those things.
It is
so.
on people's checklist because when you go in somewhere and you can start, and don't get me wrong, there's probably like in some corners, like there might be a cobweb. I'm not saying we're like spotless
No.
all the time, but we'll
Yeah.
try our best. And like what I liked the other day, so we've got a new team member, Chloe. I left my grapes out in the kitchen and like 10 minutes later she'd put them in the fridge, and I thought, yeah.
Oh.
Because that is what I would do as well.
Yeah.
And when I seen her do it, I was like,
Yeah.
I was so happy. It's such a small thing.
It's the sides, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think what you said earlier, if it's messy or cluttered, it's like messy mind, cluttered mind. So
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it does throw me off. Everything okay. Do you know what? I actually think when someone asks if you're okay, you know when if someone says like, how are you?
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, like, how are you?
Mhm.
It's actually like, it hits you, doesn't it?
You've got a teary-eyed already.
I know.
Not teary, but glass
Yeah, like,
eye.
you kind of look glassy, but I don't know if it's the light. But do you know what I mean when someone like deeply...
Yeah, because I think we throw that comment, that sort of line around day to day, like I walk in, oh, everything okay? Are you alright?
Yeah, it's such a flippant...
Yeah.
Flippant?
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 Is that the word?
Yeah, it's such a flippant comment, like, you alright?
Yeah.
But
So then when someone stops and takes the time to... Are
To actually ask.
Like, are you okay? Is everything okay? It does hit you because then you think about it. Whereas the day to day, oh, you're alright, you don't think about
yeah,
it.
you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
But when someone actually asks, that's so nice. But I'm doing really well.
Yeah?
I feel good at the moment. I mean, today I feel tired.
Yeah. you couldn't lift your leg up when you walked in the door. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so I didn't remember that.
Tired.
I'm not good when I'm tired.
Mm.
My body aches. I'm moody. I'm grouchy. I feel I'm on a good spectrum today though a bit, but I do feel tired.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I've lost that one. But how do you feel, Amy?
How do I feel?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're keeping it just simple?
Just simple. I'm good.
No tiredness. This is when people do...
Tired.
This is when people delve deeper.
Yeah.
Because you're... but there's something there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I'm fine. Like, I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm
Good.
good. Just, yeah, like you said, it's just tired, a lot going on, but
Yeah.
me and myself, yeah, I'm good.
Good. I'm happy.
I'm happy.
I feel like your foot is always on the gas. Vroom. That you said vroom. Do you agree with that statement? These are fun questions. I do feel like my foot's on the gas. As in, I'm taking that just like on the like moving forwards.
Yeah.
Like pushing forward.
You've always been like that though. Always on to the next. Like looking to the future, like...
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have my goals that is like where I want to go, but I feel like at the moment it feels like more. I don't know. I don't know.
More in terms of...
It does feel like I'm doing more,
Like,
but
foot
in
to
a
the
good
floor.
way. Yeah, I don't know. I think at a point now where it's come out of we've only just come out of the first year, but like that first phase, and it's now like, okay, we've got a lot in the pipeline to come up, and it's just like phasing it in, but also I'm really just determined to get where like I want to be. Like we want to buy a house. That's like, I guess earlier when you asked what the goal is, a personal goal would be to buy a house. A business goal would be to get a second premises. And also it's deciding like which one comes first. Because someone said to me before, because obviously I used some of my house savings. Well, I used my house savings for this. And someone said you can either like put it towards your business and it could get you a better house, or you could put it towards your house and not kind of... And I get it in a way because doing, from a financial standpoint, putting it into my business to this point and now making more money gets me a better return, better house in the long run.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
But if I put it straight into a house, I probably wouldn't get that money again.
I think this is... Like, for me, I'm trying to get myself sorted career-wise, business-wise, all of that side of things before I go into the house. Because I've been thinking about the house, because that is the same thing as one of my goals. I've been thinking about the house for such a long time, it's not really going anywhere, especially in this climate.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tricky. But I have kind of changed my mind on that, and I do think, do you know what, if I have to stay at home for a bit longer, if I have to rent, then fine. I think it is important to get your career going and your business going. Obviously, you can change these things at any point in your life, but I do think if you really like knuckle down and just get into that house, like that's the first thing you do, you then have that responsibility of a mortgage and all of those things that you're really putting into. Exactly like you said, rather than excelling in your business and having that bit of extra money to actually get the house that you really want.
Yeah.
Rather than settling. I mean, it doesn't matter how you do it.
Yeah,
but I
and
think
each to their own, obviously.
Exactly.
But just speaking on our personal experiences, because I just think once that money's in the house, it's tied up really. Like you could remortgage, get some money back out of the property, but ultimately. Yeah, and I thought that I think it's wise words. So I do feel like my foot's on the gas, but at the moment I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy with I'm just happy with. I work a lot, but I like it like that at the moment. I think there'll probably be a time where.
Do it where you can, but.
Yeah, but like where. Because I will do work like every day. Like some work every day, not be in the treatment room every day, but even on Sundays we work now. So, but it's for a greater purpose, which...
You have future visions.
Future visions. Ooh, what's one of your toxic traits? How toxic can we be? I don't... Toxic traits.
I never understand that statement. Toxic to... In terms of what? Toxic to myself? Toxic to...
I guess it's open. Open
people,
to
like
interpretation.
Yeah.
I would say one of mine is I would say one of mine would be... It's so hard to answer your own, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like in the interview when they're like, what's something like bad about you?
Yeah.
I think one of mine is I'm a bit particular and I do like things my own way.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah. But I think I'm learning and sometimes, no, I am learning and getting better at it of just like letting go a little bit. Like I'm quite laid back with things, but then I think in terms of this place, I like things in a certain way. But I think it's just because it's the attachment of this, like my baby.
Yeah.
But I would say that's one of mine. Or like getting frustrated. Yeah, like frustrated. I don't know.
It's funny, I just don't like notice that in you. But like you said, it's how you feel in yourself,
Yeah.
maybe. But
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not... I think that's... Yeah.
not toxic.
No, I definitely probably have toxic act. Everyone, I think, has at least something. I would just put... I'm going to change this a little bit to like, what's your, like...
For yourself.
Yeah, like the biggest... Like, what's your biggest critic of yourself? And I'd say that's one of mine.
I think for me, this might... I don't know if this makes sense, but my perfectionism...
Yes, 100%.
But I would say my perfectionism turns into like procrastination. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I want everything to be so perfect
yeah.
that sometimes if I can't reach that level of perfect quick enough or there and then, I
Just
shut
don't
down
do
a
it.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I've spent many, many hours just sat down thinking, I want to be so good at this and I want to be perfect at this and I really want to work hard for it and I'm going to be, you know,
Yeah.
top tier, like with whatever it is. But then struggling to, I don't know how to say, but
Just
like...
that final...
Yeah, and so then sometimes if I... Not that you know that you can't reach that because I think practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
But sometimes if my head's not in the right space with it, then that... If I can't reach that perfectionism, I shut down a bit and then I procrastinate and I sit and...
But you are a perfectionist. But it's the good side of you literally will get something down to a T because you work so hard on it. But then it is the other side of where you...
If I'm not getting it, I'm either not doing it or I'm going to sit on it for a long time.
Or you take... It's not necessarily always a bad thing if you get it across the line. But like with your nail stuff, obviously...
Yeah, so but then that's the thing. Perfectionism, amazing. Great worker, great whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever I put my hand to, I will make sure that I'm very good at it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be happy doing it. And that's the great side of it. But the bad side of it is that if I can't see myself being perfect at it, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it's a shutdown.
Yeah.
It's such a mental game.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah,
Because those mental blockers, they just play tricks on you.
Yeah.
Because, you are so good at so much.
I feel like
you
these
are.
podcasts are as just...
Therapy on the couch.
Yeah.
Right, I'll let
Okay.
you see what you've got.
Oh.
Yeah, I hate that you did
No.
that.
Are you religious? I don't know if you want to touch on that, but are you religious? Is that one that we're... Because some people are funny about that, aren't they?
For me, like I went to church growing up. I was Catholic.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your mum
yeah.
and dad?
Yeah, with my mum and dad and my granny and granddad especially. But I do believe in like a higher power. I do believe in God. I like a spiritual power. Like if something's happening, I still pray. But like I pray to God and I pray to my gran and my dogs.
Don't.
And but that's how I see it. And I just always feel like, but I don't go to church now. I just think he's around me wherever. So if I need to speak to him, speak to him. But that's religion for me. about yourself?
For me, do you know what? I don't think we've ever spoken about this together. Like,
I don't
I've
know if we
definitely heard you. Like, I've definitely heard, like, you say certain things and I'm like, oh, like...
I wonder if she...
No, like, I think I know because I've heard you say stuff, but I've never thought... It just doesn't... It's not a thing for me to talk about. I don't know. That's why I was like, oh, do you want to speak on it? 'Cause some people... For me, I'm not religious.
To their own,
I'm not religious. My mum was brought up Catholic, and I think, like, grandparents and things like that. But they're not practicing, like my mum.
No.
And I think out of my family, like, me and my brother are the only ones that aren't baptised, is that the word?
Yeah.
As in, like, cousins and stuff.
Like a christening.
Yeah, so we're not... But not that means... I don't know. You
It's
can obviously get
everyone,
baptised
isn't it?
later on in life if you want to. But yeah, for me, I wouldn't say that I'm religious. I don't know what I believe in. I don't know what my thing is. But I'm very... I like crystals.
Yeah.
But I was saying this because
You do have your spiritual side where you do.
But the whole why I say crystals in religion, because some people get really funny about people looking to crystals for guidance and things like that, and I just think it should be open. Whatever helps you get you through life, whatever helps you feel safe and grounded and happy, you should pursue it. And I don't think anyone should...
Everyone should just do them.
If you want to look at crystals, look at crystals. If you want to pray to God, pray to God. It's just, But yeah, for me,
each to their own, and whatever you mess with. Oh, I've gone straight back to the thing.
Oh.
Do you know what? When I read that, I thought, like, whack out, and I thought, no. Can I train with you? I'd love a masterclass. So we are launching workshops within the next few months.
Well, this is news to me.
Yeah. Do you know what? We are going to start doing, like, quarterly, because I'm starting to plan out quarterly. We have a meeting booked in.
Oh, is this one?
And that would have been one thing discussed. But yeah, we're going to be doing workshops for massage, facials, reflexology, and it will be... You'll have, I think it's 6 hours with me. It might be that you're in, I think it's going to be on a Monday. Or might not, or it might be on the Mondays that you aren't in. But yeah, so we are going to do some workshops, and it is going to be... So I'm still going to do my qualification in being a teacher, but I was looking at it and I was like, the way we got taught at college is so different to what we practice now. So I think what I would rather do is in the workshop is you'll gain a certificate, but it won't be a qualification. So you'll still be... So like you were qualified in beauty, level 2. You could come to the masterclass, the workshop, and train with us and get a certificate of that. Because I just think you just gain so much more insider knowledge on how it's actually done.
Yeah. So something to relate for me, this is not like with Luxe, but for nails, like it's all I speak about at the moment, but
that's
for
good.
nails, so I obviously trained with biosculpture, and it was really good, and I obviously learnt a lot. And then it's actually one of our clients, but is a nail tech, and she did a workshop and kind of said like, oh, it's not going to be anything revolutionary, it's just how I work. But actually it was revolutionary. Like I learned a lot just by watching how she worked, and she did this, it was like a live workshop, so it was an online thing. But just seeing, not being taught by the book, or being taught by the book, but then going and seeing how someone who's thriving in industry, how they do it, and getting tips and tricks from them, it's just, I think it puts you on another level. Yeah. Because they already have, like for yourself, 10 years experience. Yeah. So you have all of that knowledge and also things that you've discovered by yourself.
Yeah. And sometimes it is such small things. It's like things that I might think have come naturally to me. The next person might not think of that naturally. Yeah. And probably the same with your workshop is she's just doing her stuff that she does every day with her clients. But to a newcomer or to someone who is experienced but wants more knowledge or is trying to do better or any of those things, some of those insider knowledge, you just take it and you're like, I didn't think of that. Because sometimes we can't think of everything as one person. So that's why I think workshops are a good idea.
That's really exciting.
Because imagine, you know, if you did a workshop with her and it's actually like in person and it's 6 hours long and she's at your disposal and you can ask whatever you want. And obviously, like, these podcasts are a bit of that. Like, you can get this knowledge, this information for free.
But I do think it's a very different experience when you have that attention and that time. And if you're coming into this space, is seeing how the space is laid out, is seeing how there's a lot to learn. I think a lot more to learn in a studio like this than you would maybe learn in the classroom. Or it's different. In the classroom, like you were saying, at college you learn everything you need to know, you learn all the basics,
and it's
almost
a little bit,
it's almost a little bit outdated because it's
and it's just kind of bridging that gap in between the two. And so that'll be coming.
That's so exciting.
More information on that, but it won't just be, it'll be like a little bit of more background stuff or things I think is important and the protocols of everything. So who's asking these questions? Have you done drugs? To be honest though, any like paracetamol is technically a drug. But if we're talking about drugs, I've actually never done any drugs on the Bible. And I have never smoked ever. It's not for me, it's not my bag.
Yeah.
Amy, have you been doing the drugs back in the day?
No. I would say
we're not that type of people, really.
Funny. I've never done. I've definitely been like, I feel like when you're at school, well, like everyone does, like, smokes.
Yeah. Can't even say the words.
I can't even, it's not me. So I've been obviously around that.
Yeah.
But no.
That's never been.
And also, like, my partner is so, like, it's just not for him. He's so, I don't say against it because he kind of, you know, whatever you want to do. But he as well is just like, no.
Yeah. And exactly. And I think if you're around certain people in certain environments, it's probably more of a thing. But like you've mentioned before,
I've been in certain environments
it's just
and not for me.
But also good for you to actually be like, no, I'm not doing that. Because a lot of people are peer pressured and...
I'll say you've touched on smoking. I have peer pressure. I have tried a cigarette.
Well, I can't imagine that, Amy.
Peer pressure. I didn't want to. No,
but that's
just try it. And I was like, nah. And all of my friends used to smoke. This was like back in the day, like years ago.
But it was like...
Before college and everything.
It's a bit of a social thing.
Yeah. And it was like, like, just try it, just do it. And it just makes me feel
I can imagine
weird.
your face. I wish I was there.
Yeah, not comfortable at all.
How do you see Luxe Amore growing? I guess we've touched on that. Yeah. Really. But yeah.
More spaces.
More spaces. It's kind of a time. Yeah.
That's also growing.
The workshops will be coming. There's a few other things this year that will come similar to that, like a bit of consulting, hopefully, with some maybe like startup businesses or just people that have... Because the thing is, these people asking the questions are probably within our industry wanting a bit more knowledge. Yeah. So I feel like if you can get on the phone with me and you just fire your questions... Yeah. It'd be... And I like to pass on information because sometimes it's just gatekeeps. Like, you don't... It's not always there for you to... There's some things you can find on the internet and there's a lot of things you can't that is related maybe in the UK. It'll be a lot based in the US and... Yeah. I don't know. So that will also come. And yeah, I'm in like a few ways about how Luxe Amore will go. Like if we'll have a few shops or if we'll just keep it with like 3 and then like have one big one.
HQ.
Yeah.
Offices and all that. Because currently, that's what I will say, you say like you work on a Sunday and all of that, but it is from your home space, and I think one day it would be nice to have somewhere... Yeah. Like, it'd be nice for me to see you have somewhere that has that separation. Yeah.
Because I think there was... Actually, no. I think things have changed more, like, since Antoine started, like, properly in the business. It changes it now because we're both working on the same business and we live together.
Have you done introduction on Antoine?
No.
I don't feel like... Not that...
No.
But just...
But a
you've
little
mentioned the
introduction.
name.
He is the...
Boyfriend?
He's
No,
the
joking.
boyfriend, but his official title is Creative and Brand Developer.
Creative brand developer.
Creative Brand Developer. Basically, he does all of our online stuff. Websites.
Yeah.
Branding.
Behind the scenes and the
Behind
technical...
the scenes. So I think for him, for both of us, if we got a space outside of the house, it would be good.
Yeah.
But also, we're kind of both home people. So even when we buy a house, if there was like a... But I do like it outside of... Because at the moment, every day is like... We just speak about, like, work. We speak about other things. But we do just speak about work. We speak a lot about work. But on Sundays, the curfew is meant to be at 3 p.m. that we put the laptops down.
Yeah. But I think that a lot of businesses start out that way. But I think that talking about, like, goals for the future, am I going to be, it would be nice for you to have a space. But that's the whole thing of having, like, a bigger studio and...
bigger
the space to do
studio,
that.
office space. I think we're going to bring the products back in and rebrand everything.
Yeah.
So somewhere to produce those as well would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be... But also, that's part of the letting go. Having someone work so closely on the business that I started and him having his input is fantastic, but it's also two strong people, like, with opinions.
Yeah.
But that's been good for me to let go and actually trust someone other than, like outside of the treatments, because I trust you girls in the treatments do a great job. But the other side of how the brand appears and type stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Exciting.
So this next one is for you. But it's an
Does it
interesting
say
one.
Megan?
No, but this isn't my business.
Okay.
So, and it's aimed at Luxe. So, do you ever get underestimated being a female and young in business? Or maybe I suppose that is for
Yeah.
both. But anyway, do you ever get underestimated being a female and young in business?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. But even like, yeah. Well, like that story I told you like the other day. And someone was like, oh, like, are you just doing it yourself? And I'm like, no. Like, there is 5 of us in here now. But some things make me laugh. Or I think it's maybe of a certain generation that don't understand like the new age of business and how you can make money online and so forth. It's like, or even with the e-commerce, like some of my neighbours and stuff, I remember bumping into her in the post office and she was just like, I had all these parcels, it was like the height of like L'Amour being busy. And she just couldn't understand that you're like selling a product online and that you've got all of these orders that are going out to people and I don't know. And I don't know. Even by like some family, and I wasn't there, but my sister said like, oh, I can't remember the words. But she said a comment like, so-and-so didn't expect that you'd be doing that well to be driving that type of car or something.
Oh.
And I thought, but she is someone that was so successful in business. It's a bit of, for me, I just kind of laugh. I just think, but also it's just like, well, I am. And that's that really. I don't mind being underestimated sometimes if you think it's small because I see the figures. And so I don't mind. Or even the other day, this client said, oh, like, if you haven't got anyone else in, like, don't, like, I'll rearrange. And I was like, no.
I'm so busy.
I've got so many people in, but I just said, oh, like, that's, like, thanks.
Yeah.
But really, I'm like, yeah, if you knew.
Yeah.
But I think women will be underestimated to a certain... But they shouldn't be. But sometimes we are the underdogs, and it's not bad to just be doing your own thing and not have to show it off and
Yeah.
whatever.
Whatever.
I don't know. What about yourself? Have you found any?
I'll say this honestly, not really, but I'm not on this level of like business. I've only just started working for myself, and at the moment it's more, you've got this, like you can do it.
Yeah, you're in the supportive stage.
Yeah, and supportive, and I'm not big scale. Like the nails and the sugaring, I do that from home. So it's just like I have a treatment room in my house, and there's no big. Yeah, I just don't think. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think maybe if I went into owning a space, then it would be different. Yeah. But no, I can't say that I'm still early on though. You're 10 years in.
So basically,
we'll see.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, that's the
Not
thing.
yet.
Not yet. It's almost like at some point, yes.
It will come.
But yeah, for me, not yet.
Yeah. And I just think if you're in that situation, like deep down, like what it is. So you can either rise to it and put them in their place, or you could just let it pass you by. Has yours and Amy's friendship dynamic changed? This might be for you, Amy.
It's probably gotten, well, I feel like we've always been like really close, quite strong friendship.
Yeah.
But this, obviously, we're working like not alongside each other, but
we are working alongside each other. It's a different dynamic in that respect.
Yeah.
And also, like, when we met up, we would go out for food.
Yeah.
And now...
And this is what I was saying...
do that. To a friend
yesterday. I don't see you outside of work, really.
No.
We do, like, I see you a fair amount, but I don't really...
And I guess that's how it's changed. Like, we were hoping to meet up with a friend this week.
Yeah.
And our schedules just don't... Unless it's booked, like, over 2 months. Because the way the diary is at the moment, it's like, the diary's open for 2 months. So people are booked in. And it's been, a busy few months. Unless we've pre-planned it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And we do... Our days are... We alternate, really, don't we?
Yeah.
So Megan tends to... Well, you do more than I do anyway, but I tend to be here every other Monday, a Wednesday, Friday, and every other Saturday.
Yeah.
And on those days, I'm quite often with some of the other therapists. And so I feel like we cross paths a little bit.
Yeah.
But we do have days where we see each other at work, and especially like now.
Yeah.
But in terms of outside of work, I don't think we see each other as much.
But we should do better.
We should do better.
But to be honest, we have always said we should do better. We literally did butcher voucher for a spa day, and we never went on it.
Yeah.
That's so awful.
I feel bad because that was...
But we will...
But, yeah. What I was going to say is it's not always been like that. There was a time where we were meeting up for dinner every week, every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we did that for a while. I just think as you get older and as we go further into our careers...
And to be honest, that's probably not the best way for us to spend our money. I should start going out for food. Yeah. I mean, I love going out. We both love going out for food. Yeah. We both love food. That's the thing to do. Yeah. And actually, sometimes we just order food in now.
Yeah. But I would say the dynamic is different in terms of that, but I would say that our connection is probably
still
stronger.
The same. Yeah.
I would say stronger.
Oops. I would say stronger. Because we see each other in different lights now. Yeah. Whereas it's like, it's funny. It's like...
It's personal and professional now.
Yeah. It's like when you... Not that we live together, but when you move in with someone, you see everything. Mm. And but when meeting up with them, you just see the best parts because you put your best self forward.
So you're saying my negatives? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you don't put the best foot forward. I'm just saying we get to see each other in all different types of light now.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like bad, good, stressed, tired, all of the above. Not just, oh, we're going out for a nice dinner, we're excited to see each other. Yeah. We get the everyday. Yeah. The everyday shit now.
Oh. Yeah. That's bad.
Oh, this is a bit of a tricky one. No, it's not tricky, but Employed or self-employed therapist, what works best for you?
Well, I can say, what do you want to answer first? And then
No, you answer actually on what you're
Wait, let me just
thinking.
read the question again. Employed or self-employed?
I'll get on to mine, but
So for you, it's you as a business owner.
yeah.
For me, as a therapist,
Yeah.
It's different for everyone. Employed for me is more stable.
Yeah.
If
I just think employment in general is more stable.
Yeah. So
Because they have to pay you.
yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Sorry to myself.
Sorry.
But yeah, they do have to pay you. So I always think when people say that, it's like, no, like being employed is more secure.
Yeah.
Because being, ultimately, like I will pay all of you before I have to pay myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so in that sense, as a therapist, employed is more stable. You know you're going to get your money, kind of.
Yeah. You can look at this in so many ways.
But then self-employed, it's a lot of work, but if you put yourself, and this is exactly what you did, if you put yourself in that position, if you work hard enough at it, you can do very well self-employed, but I'm not saying that it's easy.
Yeah.
I think. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's...
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both, I'd say. For me, as like a business owner with both employed and self-employed therapists, my preference is employed, but that comes back down to my toxic trait of I'm not controlling, but I have a certain vision that I want to be put out there. And you can control the narrative a bit more if they're employed. But Amy gets it anyway, so it's not necessarily that, but I just think about when I was self-employed, you want things your way, but you're not under your own roof, so you can't control everything. Whereas, so for me, my preference is employed. But for right now in the business, it made sense to have. I basically wanted 2 rooms, full all the time, and obviously, employing someone, I know that I have to pay a certain amount of money every single month, no matter what the incomings are or the outgoings. Like that always has to be paid. So it's more of a stress on you, but. So that's why I got 2 self-employed people in, so I can fill the rooms, but not have the obligation of I need to be able to pay you, because ultimately they bring their own work in, or it's controlled by them. You know,
I think I'm not a studio owner, but I think if you have someone self-employed and you kind of have to, like basically what you've said, you kind of have to let go a little bit, because it's up to them really. Obviously they have to comply with the way that you, like the vibe of the place. I keep saying the vibe of the place, but do you know what I mean? They have to be the right fit and everything, but they can pick and choose a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have someone who's employed, anything you say goes. Like I have to, you're paying me to do what you want me to do. Did that sentence make sense? I don't mean that in like a negative way. Just if you want something, if you want something done it a certain way, I'll do it that way because you're my employer, and so that's obviously going to work for you, and it works for me, whatever, because I know I'm going to get paid.
Yeah. And it's each to your own.
Yeah.
But I always think like some people are meant to be employed, and that's not a bad thing, and some people are meant to be self-employed, and that's not a bad thing. But don't fall into the trap of like, I think sometimes it's so glamorized, the being self-employed, working for yourself, and that lifestyle, that you feel like you have to sometimes. You right there, Amy?
With my own hair, sorry.
You sometimes feel like you should be falling into that trap, but actually there's so much work to it, and sometimes your personality just fits under being employed. And so if you're in a position where you're like, oh, I want to go, like the person who sent this in, if you're like maybe starting in the industry and you're like, should I go self-employed? Shall I go employed? I would say maybe build your experience and your knowledge up with employment and then go self-employed. But if you have that burning like desire to work for yourself and you know you can make it work, then just go for it. But there's like highs and lows to each. But I think the main thing is probably security of like financial security of the money.
Yeah.
All good, cameraman?
Little technical difficulty.
Okay. Has there been hard times in your career in setting up the shop / before? Yeah. I would say like first few months of coming into the shop, you've just spent so much money. And you're like, we're making good money, but you're still like clawing it back in. And I'd say before in my career, I've always wanted to be at this point, so I'm always like chasing the next thing. Has there been hard times in your career? I don't know. I mean, I advanced pretty quickly from just being a therapist to being a manager and then going out. But I mean, I was thinking the other day, Luxe Amore started as a blog. Like, and like probably when I was in college, I started doing a blog. It was like I would do like body scrubs, like date night. Don't know what else I was doing.
I didn't know it was a blog. I know you've had Luxe Amore
and I'd do like
since
Instagram.
college. I know that, but I didn't know it was
and it would be quite blog. Like I definitely did like this coffee scrub like I made, which is then funny because a few years later then I came out with, and I'd say for that I was just flogging it for ages, just trying to get clients, and it's so hard to get clients. But yeah, there's been a lot of high times or better times and there's been worse.
Yeah.
What about for you? I might turn that heat up.
Yeah, I'm super cold. For me, I would say this kind of touches on the last questions. Self-employed.
Okay,
So
I've just gone off of that. Sorry.
that's okay. I think
Do we know what I said?
hard times in the career.
Oh yeah.
So going off of the previous thing about self-employment, so I did start out self-employed first because I came into the industry a slightly different way. I trained in something and thought, I'm not sure how I feel about working in a salon or studio, so let me try self-employed first. And it was so hard. It still is so hard. So I never stopped with that business, but I tried it for 6 months. It was not going anywhere. Just found it really hard to get clients in, especially where I live. I do live in the middle of nowhere and my work is based at home.
Yeah.
And I've just found it really hard. So I went and I needed to do something else to get myself going. So I went and got a job in a salon and then that's kind of as like where things have started to pick up because then other opportunities have come my way, blah, blah, blah. But I would say for me, going straight into self-employment first, not having any salon experience was the hardest thing that I've done.
Yeah.
For my career.
Pick up
That's like
so
the
much.
start. Yeah. And I think you might think, not sure about a salon, it's quite intimidating, or like, I don't know if I'm like ready or good enough. But actually, from experience, again, everyone is so different, but from experience, I should have started in a salon, built myself up, and then gone self-employed when I felt I was ready.
You corrected that.
Yeah.
But that's a good way to see it, like you did. And it's just so hard to get people through the door.
And also it was really hard, and obviously I had to kind of step away from that a little bit and go and get a job, employed work. But it doesn't mean that you're never going to be able to do that. It's just exactly like this question. It's just a hard time in the career. Yeah. And you can go back to those things. Yeah.
And it's not going backwards. It's just you're reevaluating what you're going through.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is just getting that experience from a salon, a spa, or whatever it might be, and like your colleagues as well, because you just pick up little gems of information and it will stay with you forever now.
Yeah.
And
I would say if you're thinking about going, I mean, this is also like last question, but if you're thinking about going, like you want to go self-employed, but you've not worked in a salon, spa, studio, I would consider, even if you did it for the smallest amount of time, just so that you understand
how works.
Things go, how things work, how to deal with clients, how to speak to clients, how to, there's so much that you don't realise you need. That's what
even if I reckon like at least maybe 6 months, but actually just thinking, me coming from a spa, going into a salon, being self-employed again, so much, although I was like running a spa, I wasn't running my own business. It's like running a spa, you're still doing it for someone. You might be in charge of that section of the hotel, but the cost doesn't lie with you.
No.
If you overorder and you have like this excess stock, that doesn't lie with, like it does lie with you to an extent, but it's not like your money out of your pocket. So going into, I think, I always will say, me going into my first salon in Hannam was the best thing for me, because it brought me clients, it taught me how that environment was different and how to do it for myself, because I was working with all self-employed people, and everyone was self-employed, so you were all in the same boat essentially. Some have been doing it for years, some hadn't been, but you pick things up quickly. So hopefully that is some good advice for that questionnaire. No.
Questionnaire?
Asker.
Anonymous asker. I don't know.
Anonymous.
No, don't start.
What was your worst day ever in my life?
I was going to say, I assume
if it was in my life, it'd be my granddad. To be honest, I don't let things get on me like that. The only things that have ever stayed in my mind, like business related, is if someone's had a allergic reaction. And I could probably count on like less than one hand how that's happened. And I would have done thousands of treatments now in my time of doing this, but I will be able to count those few people, because I care so much. It's like those little ones you remember, not the 1,000 other ones that you've done. But worst day ever. I might have a bad day and then I will try and leave it at the day. I won't ever, but what about you, Amy? Worst day ever? Are you going personal or business?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, personal, it's always going to be someone passing away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. So for me, my auntie.
Yeah. I thought of her straight away then.
I don't know what it is. She's just... I'm not going to get into it, but quickly.
She's special to you. She's
really special. And, she's passed away really young. I don't think people get over deaths, but I just feel like that's just been the worst thing for me. And I actually just can't think about it because I will cry. No. But anyway, so that.
Grief is awful. Then... Thing is, nothing gets worse than that.
No.
For us.
Yeah.
Nothing is worse.
No.
Because we love so hard.
Yeah.
It's almost a scary place to be.
It's very scary. And I think my biggest fear in life is losing people.
Yeah.
There's nothing else really that I care about. I just, and it makes me sick to think about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, business, well, that's what we said. There's nothing really, I mean, obviously you have bad days, but and I would say I used to work in the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
That's pretty hard going.
Yeah.
I've had a fair few bad days in that industry, but in terms of beauty, like nothing that's gonna knock me.
No.
Like what we've just said would.
Yeah, that will be the ultimate worst day for us.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is meant to read, what are you like as a boss? Are you easy to work for? That's you, Amy Louise.
What are you like as a boss? I would say you are easy to work for. I know despite everything you said about being particular and all of this, I really don't see that. Like obviously, but I feel like I get the level.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you truly understand.
So it's not tricky. Like I don't find it hard to work for you. And as a boss, I think you're very generous. You're very kind, you're very generous, and you're very understanding.
All right.
Yeah, I
We're
don't
gonna
know if
quick
anyone wanted
fire.
anything juicy there, but there's nothing
You're not
juicy
getting
to
any
say.
juice from us.
No.
We're going to quick fire.
Okay, go.
This one. I root for you so hard. You're so wise beyond your years. Why do you think that is? I think I know who said this. Because I had a conversation... Well, actually, maybe they didn't say it because we had the conversation. But I had a conversation with Helen, the one we love. She's so lush. And she said, I think people think you're so much older than what you are because you're so wise. And she said, I saw, like, thank you. And she was like, I think it's because you're emotionally intelligent. And I was like thinking about it and I was like, yeah, because
Yeah, you
we
definitely
see
are.
so many people in all different types of, all walks of life, going through so much, and we are empaths. Empaths. And I think we, as much as we can, try and relate to the situation. And I think that does make us more well-rounded to see all sides of the...
Yeah.
All sides of it. Amy, how's your nails going?
My nails. Yeah. I think, as you said earlier, I feel like we were touching on a lot of things, but as you said earlier, I'm going through the next steps. I've put on my price list and everything. It's just that practicing. My perfectionism is killing me right now. But it is just practicing and kind of pushing it out there a little bit more. So if any of you girls are after your nails done, let me know. But yeah, no, I'm it is going well. I could do better.
You're doing fantastic.
Thank you.
Right, this one I'm not sure that we're going to know. Do you know about the Mandela effect?
No, I've heard about this and I can't think. Do you?
I did a quick Google search. The Mandela effect refers to a situation in which a large mass of people believes that an event occurred when it did not. No, I would say we don't know about the Mandela effect.
No.
But we are always keen to learn. I don't know who... I reckon someone weird sending these. You got a sneaky link.
Oh. I think that's for you, Megan.
Have I got a sneaky link? No. I have one partner. Someone's put Snap. I hope they better not be asking me for my Snapchat.
But that's what
I don't use
thinking.
Snapchat because I'm not
12.
I'm not 12.
No, me neither.
But last time I went out, I got asked for my Snapchat.
I thought Snapchat died.
I know, I said... Someone's clearly having some googly eyes. Who's your crush? My crush is my boyfriend.
My crush is my boyfriend. Who's asking
Amy,
these?
who's your crush?
I just said.
Oh, your
My
boyfriend's
boyfriend.
right. Snapsies. I don't know, someone's being strange. Can you share your location with me? Absolutely not. What's your favourite place to shop?
Waitrose.
Obviously a food shop. I love H&M. H&M is a strong favourite for me. And Home Sense.
Oh my gosh, Home Sense.
Love Home Sense.
Home
Any of
Sense. I
those.
don't have a favourite clothing. I'm still trying to figure that out. I did like Zara, but it's not doing it for me anymore. And I've never really found H&M to be...
I like H&M shopping online and H&M Home specifically.
Oh gosh, yeah, H&M Home.
How was your day today? It's a snow day for us, so when this comes out, it was the day that it snowed on Wednesday the 8th.
Yeah.
I just had some Caribbean food for lunch. And Amy had Indian.
I had Indian.
So our day's going pretty well.
Yeah. It's freezing though, I will
It is
say.
freezing today with the snow. How many clients do you have a day?
Well,
It varies.
I don't know, it varies. Because on a Monday I do 10 till 3. And on
Yeah.
a Wednesday I do 10 till 8. So,
Yeah,
It
definitely
depends.
varies. I'd say on the 10 to 3, like that's max maybe 3 clients.
yeah.
On a Saturday, all the days. On a Saturday, it's like 3 clients.
Yeah. 3 to 4.
Yeah, 3 to
depending.
4. And a long day like today, 10 to 8 for you, could be 6.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, my favourite's around the 4 mark.
Yeah.
Like 2
Four's
before
lovely.
lunch, 2 after lunch would be perfect. How many days do you work in and out of the treatment room? I'd say I'm in the treatment room 4 to 5 days, but I would like to make it 3 to 4. And I'm starting to make it 3 to 4. But I do some work every day in some type of capacity.
So in terms of Luxe, I work 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And then at home, just as and when. Usually the days I'm not here, but it's a little bit more flexible.
Do you know what? I bet this is one of our clients like taking the mic. Please give me pickup lines that always work.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't.
I couldn't.
I've never had to
we've
use
never
one.
had to do that, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, quite fortunately. Biggest regrets. I don't really do regrets. I find... I just think if something didn't work out or I didn't do it in the right way, it's more of a learning curve for me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, I think I probably do have...
Do you think?
Yeah, I was thinking this the other day and I can't think what it was that I was thinking, I really regret. But anyway. Oh. Well, yeah.
Just Martha.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. Tell me.
Nothing bad, just...
Disclaimer. How have you got such a good clientele? I think we just attract a certain type of person and we just vibe with them. Amy's favourite word, vibe.
Vibe. It's all about the vibe.
It's all about the vibe. Amy will say that word so many times.
About 10 times a day.
No, but we have just built it up over a amount of time. I think what we put out there and the way we've got it attracts a certain type of person.
Yeah. But I would also say that social media, like you're very consistent with that. If you're looking at it from that side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been really
Consistency.
lucky. Consistency, exactly. How did you design the studio? Did you have an interior designer? No, that was all me.
Megan
baby.
is the brains behind all.
I had a lot of Pinteresting.
You do have the touch there. Like
Yeah, I do like the touch, but I do move things around multiple times.
about twice a month.
Yeah. Can you tell us more about your e-commerce business? I heard you mention it in episode 1. I think we'll do an episode on e-commerce because we'll be bringing that back.
Yeah.
And that is like a whole story to tell, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's your 2 to 5 year plan in business and personal? 2 to 5 years. I think we've mentioned like me personally, but business wise would be more studios. Personally, buying a house, having a family.
Wow. Having a family. For me, yeah, just like doing more with my business. I'm not sure yet. I'm still figuring that out. We'll see how nails go. And then personally, yeah, a house. We'll see about the rest.
Personality or looks?
Personality.
But
I do think you have to have...
But you have to be attracted. And both of
some
our
level of
partners, I
attraction.
think, are good looking.
Yeah.
Your top 3 favourites / special moments in your life? So many. I mean, so many... I don't know if
It's hard to narrow.
We have to come back to that.
Yeah.
It'd have to be like with my family or something like that. Opening this place would be obviously one of mine.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously meeting each other in Norton Radstock.
Oh my gosh.
That's a hard one. I'll screenshot that for later. Some of these
Yeah, these
will
are
be,
quick fires. That's not a quick fire question.
What music do you listen to? I listen to a range.
Yeah, I listen to a range.
But I do like soulful, like R&B.
Yeah.
I like rap music.
Yeah.
I like a nice mix, like 90s.
Oh my gosh, love 90s.
But then also I could do like an Adele, like ballad.
Yeah, a ballad.
Yeah.
I just think nowadays they don't make music like they used to.
No,
And so I
it's
do
so
find
varied.
myself going back to old.
Yeah, and
like,
sometimes it comes back
generations.
around, like the sampling the songs and whatnot. So
Yeah. A mix.
biggest regret, we've done that one. People want to know what we regret. The longest time you've ever gone without showering.
Oh.
I wish you could see. Obviously, this isn't anonymous, but
Who wants to know these things?
I would love to know.
Is that a weird question or is that a genuine?
The longest time you've ever gone without showering.
Well, I would say when I was younger, leaving school, I did one of those World Challenge expeditions.
Yeah, like a camping
And
situation.
yeah, and we went to Zambia and Malawi, and I would say I definitely had showers whilst we were there, but it wasn't a daily thing.
Yeah.
And I'm normally a twice a day
Twice
type of
days
girl.
girl.
So
Do you
no,
believe?
Megan, are you not gonna
Oh no. I would say something
paying
similar.
mine.
Sorry, something similar like brownies or. Did I give you guys? I think I enjoy brownies. I don't know, but one of those type of things. So
Yeah.
you went camping or something.
Yeah. Not like
Not
intentionally like...
Yeah. And that wouldn't have been like a week.
No.
Do you believe in any conspiracy theories? I think that's the way you look at it, because is it a conspiracy theory or is it not? It's all dependent on how
I
you
love
see
that
it.
kind of stuff. I find it so interesting, but
Yeah.
also a lot, like I can really get into that sort of thing, but then
Yeah.
I can also really freak myself out.
Yeah.
But make myself, just feel very uncomfortable. So, yeah, exactly what you said. Depends on how you look at things.
Yeah, it depends how you look at it.
But in terms of an interest, I do find that sort of thing interesting to
Yeah.
look into.
And I like other people's opinions on things. So, do you ever think about having the ability to teleport? No.
Yeah. When I'm late. Teleportation, that's like from one place to another, right? Is that what they're on
Yeah.
about? Yeah, when I'm late.
Oh, yeah. Work.
Yeah. Oh my
Home.
gosh, yeah.
That would be quite
That would
sick.
be actually incredible.
You should post, I reckon we've got some admirers. You should post more selfies, hearts. I like to keep the business as much as possible. And do you know what? That is all of them. That is all of them that we're going to cover today.
Wow.
Do you know
We got
what?
through a lot there.
A lot. What a wide range of questions as well.
Yeah. Thank you for all
Thank
of
you.
these
Thank
questions.
you for sending them in. Thank you for paying attention to our podcast too.
Yeah.
Let me have a little look. So, obviously, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, and we're on YouTube. We have filmed today's one, so that will be on YouTube, and you can watch our reactions as well as hear us. But if you haven't already, then please subscribe to our YouTube, give us a rating on Apple Podcasts, and follow us on Spotify. Woohoo, I remembered them all. But for now, my name's Megan.
And my name's Amy.
Till next time,
We're checking out.